Oh, look at that. Got some good rolls. Let's use our 5 here. Son of a butt. Screw this. I'm so mad. Do you know what that means? That means we have to wait like 6 cycles or something to get what we need. If it doesn't happen, if we don't get it from the randomness, we have to wait like 6 cycles for it or something like that. See, we got it that time. I know there's other stuff to do, but I didn't want to wait. I didn't want to wait for this one. I'm gonna get this one done. That way it's off my list of things to do. Rico was at her bench running small vials of some liquid through an old chemical analysis machine. The whirring of the spinning drum fills the lab with white noise, and you aren't sure if she notices you approach. Sleeper, it's good to see you. This old project of ours has been keeping me awake the past few cycles, but right now, well, I think I have something. What is it? The drum finishes spinning, and Rico lifts a vial from it, holding it up to the light. This is something I extracted from those club heads you've been bringing me, and according to my analysis, it's a substance totally unique on the Greenway. You look at a small amount of liquid in the vial. Any idea what it might be? Stabilizer? Rico nods. You aren't the first sleeper to come through here. Perhaps I should have mentioned it earlier. Rico's tone suddenly drops, changing the atmosphere in the lab immediately. I just thought... She pauses, thinking of very careful how to continue. I just wanted you to trust us. What do you mean? She sighs. They came through a fair few cycles ago. We found them wandering in the broken section near the gap. The members who brought them in had never seen one of you before. They were terrified of this strange person wandering in an open vacuum. Wait, what? They were quieter than you and damaged. We did our best to patch them up and welcome them to the commune. I only really spoke to them once while I was working on their wounds, along with a couple of systems engineers. She looks nervously at you. I've never seen a body like that before. I took some readings, some samples. Samples? You have to understand, I was curious. I didn't know what I was looking at. I just took a little of the damaged material, less than a thumbnail. She shifts her weight to her crutch. The next cycle, they were gone. They took a little food and hiked up towards the wild margins where the gateway meets the wastes. Someone saw them in the distance, but that was it. They disappeared in the overgrowth. She sits down heavily, the vial in her hand. When I saw you, I wanted things to be different. I wanted to keep you here rather than let you disappear into wherever they ended up. She smiles to herself. Yes, I wanted to understand this place better, but I also wanted to help you. It seems that somehow both my wishes have come true at once. She holds out a hand with the vial. This is for you. You take the stabilizer. I just bought some. The glass cold and smooth in your palm. How? Those clubhead caps made it for you, or at least whoever made those clubheads. She starts to clear the bench. It was right there, contained in their tissue. I only had to extract it. I imagine you understand how incredible that is. I learned enough from that sleeper to know that your body, your frame runs on some exotic technology. Exotic technology that has a time limit built in. Somehow, the Greenway knows that too. It understands your psychology, or physiology, much better than I ever could. It knows how to treat you. Just like that miraculous antidote that sprang from the mold so too has this sprung from your presence here. The Greenway is speaking to you. It is welcoming you. She looks up. I know it sounds crazy, but I know it to be true. Here's the evidence. And what I also know is that it is... And what I also know is it is no longer speaking to me. Even after decades here, I have never seen this kind of response. Not since the antidote so many cycles ago. She smiles. So I'm gonna make you a deal. A deal? You bring me as many club heads as you like, I'll extract the stabilizer and give it to you freely. But you have to tell me what the gateway says. You have to speak with it, to dig into it, to find what being is at the center of it. I've traveled as far as I can. I need you to do the rest. Can you do it? Yes. Oh, thank you. I'm sorry for the other sleeper. Truly I am. I'm sorry I couldn't have done more, but I'm so glad I met you. You're welcome here anytime. Rika falls silent. She looks smaller now, more fragile, and you realize how old she must be to have seen the collapse firsthand. You idle a little at the lab, in case she asks for anything else, but she remains silent. So you drift back into a tunnel, thoughts of that other sleeper, and where they ended up weighing on your mind. And we got an upgrade point. We now have 5 upgrade points, I would like to note, that we're not using. We also have this. Oh, we can plant the seed! Hell yeah! We're playing that, baby. It's gonna take 8 cycles? Oh, man. And then here we can bring 2 caps to get 1. Oh, man. Stabilizers now become free. Food is free. Over here, everything's free. You just have to use actions to get it. Well, okay. I assume there's no jobs up here. I guess we can do jobs. Low scale rate. I'm not doing that work. I'm not doing busy work. No busy work for me. I'll just watch a child. So let's watch a child. Wait, what's the thing we can get with engage? Chance to gain energy after any engage action? Sure, why not? We're gonna be doing it a few times, so we might as well do that, right? We also get snacks, I think. Look at that, we got 2 energy plus 1 energy. All right, let's do it again. No, I didn't mean to leave. I didn't mean to leave. Why are you saying F? Did something happen? No, I didn't. Did Twitch bug out on me? No. It didn't. It says I've been live for 3 hours and 37 minutes. I have not touched a thing. So weird. Twitch is having some issues right now, I can tell you that. Looking at my thing, Twitch is definitely having issues. Their API is janking out. Their API is janking out and is giving me errors. Yeah, but you said that's a little bit different. That's slightly different. The whole channel point thing is slightly different than me actually not streaming. Because I know how the Twitch channel point thing works. Because it's like a, is it pub sub or something like that? And I know that isn't 100% guaranteed. Weird. That's so weird. Alright, well, I'm about to be done anyway, but... because I can tell you nothing ended here. I have not dropped a frame. It says I've been live for 3 hours and 38 minutes. So, wow. Can't say I've seen that happen before. Anyway, we're gonna do this again. I mean, we got one more. We might as well re-roll and use our 4 here. We got a negative outcome, but hey, we did it. She's asleep, whispers Liam, creeping back out of the unit's tiny bedroom, sliding the door shut as he does. You're perched at a thin bar in the main room. The slate in front of you is still glowing with Mina and your drawings from a cycle spent together. There's a ring, the only world Mina has known, with stick figures standing along its edge. The tall one is you. Drink? Says Liam, producing a worn-looking bottle of Griol from under the bar, its contents glowing amber in the fluorescent light. No thanks. Let me pour it at least. If you don't want it, I'll drink it later. He laughs and glugs a few fingers into a couple of metal tumblers, then sits down with you at the bar. Cheers, he offers, and you clink the metal containers together. You know, we actually have something to celebrate this time around. I made the assembly team on the side reel. He grins broadly, clearly he has been desperate to tell you all cycle. I knew it. Lim holds out his drink. You did get there first, friend. I'll give you that. He looks away. Seriously, though, couldn't have done it without you keeping an eye on little meanie back there. Liam shifts a little on the stool. He looks uncomfortable. How's our girl doing, Sleeper? I haven't seen much of her these past cycles. She misses her father. Liam looks away. Yeah, he says to no one in particular. The silence stretches out as Liam takes a drink, his eyes fixed on the bedroom door. She's great. He nods. I can't take all the credit for Mina. She isn't actually mine. He gazes into the middle distance. I pulled her off a refugee shuttle out by one of Ember's moons. The colony was falling apart for decades over Solheim's collapse. Survived it on next to nothing. Eventually, some of the residents tried to make for the eye on these decrepit old shuttles. He sloshed the drink around in his tumbler. They had no idea what they were doing.
This game is jank.
Yeah, it is. Eventually, some of the residents tried to make for the eye on this decrepit... they had no idea what they were doing. One Mina was on decompressed halfway there. Everyone's spaced. The only reason she made it was someone sealed her in a weapon locker. She was ice cold when I reached her. Purple lips, he shivers. Once I picked her up, I wouldn't let go. The medics treated her with me still clinging to her. He takes a drink. Still not sure why. He reaches over and refills his cup. We weren't exactly anybody's hero out, you understand. We were private military, hired in by Conway to protect their claims in the collapse. But once I got Mina, that was it. I quit. Got us dumped here. You saved her. I'm gonna sound like an idiot now, but he sighed. She saved me. That's the truth of it. He looks around the decaying unit. It's stained plastic paint plating and flickering lights. Me, I brought her to this. She was tiny, too small to know what she lost. but I can't stop thinking about it. He rubs his eyes dark with tiredness. What if our number doesn't come up in the draw, Sleeper? What then? Sidereal will sail off without a thought, leaving us here. What kind of life is that for her? She'll manage. Sorry, I don't know. Sorry, I know you don't have it any better. He looks at his cup and pushes it away down the bar. This is the celebration, right? Both of us on the team now. Both of us with a chance. Exactly. Imagine all three of us riding on the sidereal horizon out of here to a new world. He looks in his glass for a moment. I think I drank this too fast, he laughs. Liam stands and starts to clear the glasses into the auto wash. I need some sleep, friend. See you around. Alright then. He catches your shoulder as you turn to leave. Thank you, Sleeper. I mean it, for both of us. You pats your shoulder and you slip out in the dark of the walkway with thoughts of little Mina on your mind. Meanie. And we got another upgrade point. Got 5 points. We got 5 points. 5 points. We have all the points. That's so weird. What are you doing, Twitch? Twitch! What are you doing? What are you doing, Twitch? Twitch or jank? I don't need that. Can't re-roll. So, what do you do with a 1? What do we do with a 1? What do we do with a 1? What can we do with a 1 that doesn't involve getting energy? I feel like we should have used our 1 back there. Well, we can work the stacks, I guess. I mean, we can do this. Sure, why not? Let's make some cash. We got a bad outcome, but it's fine. That just means we got paid less. All right. And then we're gonna end the cycle. And then we're gonna end the game for today. We got, look at those rolls! 3 6s, a 2 and a 4. Wow.
The next day.
This is how we get. What are we doing now? All right, I'm trying to familiarize myself with what's going on. We're doing this. Look at all the. We don't have that many active quests left. We've only got a few. We can try to win a side rail ticket. We can do that, or we can enter the greenway, plant the seed, and let it grow. So we don't have a whole lot to do now. So let's start the timer and go. Yeah, I did get it. I had this roll when we quit, and I was like, I hope that we have this when we start. And look, we do. That's where the seed is. Germinate some spores. Let's give us energy. Use our 2 to get energy. It's a safe 2 energy no matter what. Alright. I mean, we can get some scrap, I guess. Let's get some scrap. Let's make that house. What the hell? We need scrap for that, so we'll just do it. We need stuff to do, so we might as well, right? that's 3 scrap. I think that's enough. It's this house thing here. I don't remember how many. We only needed 1? Oh no, we need 3. Never mind. We needed 3. This might get us another upgrade point. You suck the scrap into this shattered interior. It's hard to imagine the space as a home, but it can't be worse than a container. Wait. What? Oh man, now we gotta. Oh, we gotta seal it. Okay. Alright, we can do that. Okay, now we need to use stuff to make it an apartment, okay. Alright, that's all of our stuff. So let's go to sleep. Let's go to sleep. Interesting. 4-3. If we were playing Yahtzee, this would be an excellent roll. This would be an excellent roll. Alright. What do we do with these rolls? Oh yeah, we slept there. I was thinking we slept somewhere else. How's this doing? Oh, we need 3 of these. For whatever reason, I thought we only need 1, and then it would just start. We actually need 3. Now I feel like a dingus. Look at all of our money. I think it's a ring. I think it's supposed to be a ring. And you can see that it's spinning. You can see that the ring is also spinning, which I'm guessing creates artificial gravity. Yeah, I think it's orbiting something, is my guess, but I don't know. I mean, I would guess it's orbiting something, but it could just be floating through space, I guess. Or just sitting there in space. I mean, technically, practically everything is orbiting something else on a small scale. Right? If you want to be technical about it. Oh yeah, we want to fix up our apartment. We don't need scrap for that. Do I need? I think this is a risky action, but we have 3s. Is that okay? I mean, we lose energy if we don't make it, and that doesn't really matter that much. I think I'm gonna re-roll these. I think we're more likely to get better results. Okay, and we did. We did get better results. We're gonna make our apartment super slick. not gonna do that. I mean, I guess I'll do the safe action again and just get myself some energy. Use the 2 here. I mean, I think 2 energy for basically any dice is, I guess, cool. I don't really want to do this action with that. I mean, a negative is, and I think a negative is a minus condition, so. We'll do the safe action for money, I guess. All right. Then we'll sleep again. Man, 5, 5, 5, 4. Jeez, we're getting some good rolls. Let's go to Vegas. Yeah, I know, right? We'll fix up this home in no time. Like it's gonna be done now. We did it! We can pay 4 to feed a cat. Well, we'll do that. Hey, look, it's a kitty! It's a kitty cat! The stray hops up into the work surface and looks out the unit's small window. It doesn't acknowledge your presence, it just sits there beside a tray of crumbled crackers, staring out into the low end. What is this cat story? Are there more on the station? You haven't seen another in the low end, but in this vast megastructure that means little, there could be a whole colony of cats like this one down in the Warrens. You look at the sleek black fur and sharp eyes, it doesn't look ragged, it looks at home. In fact, its presence in the unit makes you wonder if this is the stray's apartment in which you are squatting. You lean a little forward and the stray tenses up. Perhaps best to give it a moment to get used to you. The stray settles back a little and starts eating, picking at the broken crackers. You don't remember ever having been this close to an animal. It triggers something in you, a recognition of a life totally unlike your own. But totally unlike your own, but it's somehow connected, parallel, even interwoven. The stray licks crumbs from its fur. Were you born here? The stray lifts its head as you speak, but it looks out at the glow of the lowland. Not at all. Not at you. The cat's comfort in this place is enough to answer your question. The stray is a born resident of the eye, like all those thousands out there. Beyond your window, this is, after all, a place for strays, for both those who begin their journey here and those who end it. You turn your eye to the window, the one that the stray looks out of, and you both watch the stars and the ships together. You feel something pass between you and the stray, a kind of acknowledgement of each other, a sense that each of you might share something with the other, a point of connection. Then all at once the stray yawns wide, hops down from the unit, and brushes along your legs, and then is gone out through the unit door and back into the quarters of the low end. Yeah! We can feed it again. We can just keep feeding it. Nice. It's just a repeatable action. It doesn't seem to be a quest of any sort. No, it doesn't seem to be a quest. Alright, what can we do now? Well, we can get 2 energy. And then we'll gather some scrap. Which we can then use to repair ourselves a little bit. Let me end the cycle. Taco is I'm a big wheel at the Cracker Factory, you know it. You know it. The biggest, in fact. And you know, crackers are family food. Maybe single people eat crackers. Quite frankly, we don't care. It's a narrative adventure game. I've pretty much determined that. It's just the mechanics for doing it. It's definitely a hybrid, but it's definitely narrative. We're kind of picking our path in this story. I just decided to do basically everything in the game, almost. So that was my bad, I guess. All right, use our 2 right here, just to get our energy back. So we can just. I like how. Well, it's got the stats too. See, it's got these stats also. So that's kind of the RPG part in the dice rolling thing. So it's very weird and hybrid-y for sure. Alright, we got some scrap components. See, man, I love how this commune just makes it so we can, like, we can gather scrap, we can get energy. We don't really need to do anything. Look at this. Look at this. Look at how in good condition we are. Whoops, I didn't mean to end the cycle, but I did. Oh well. Yeah, I'm not saying it doesn't have some. Oh, Moritz, good to see you. Same thing. How have you been? Working hard. I bet. Well, there are always welcome back to the hang out the bay if you want. Actually, that's what I'm here about. I know Bliss said she didn't want to take any more big jobs, but she changed her mind or something, because now we have something to look at to refit a ship. To refit their ship in the bay. You would not believe it. They want their entire ship disarmed, cutting out defense arrays, weapon lockers, ship-to-ship countermeasures, the whole lot. He leans in. We'll be able to start an arms dealership with all the hardware that we'll have up there when we're done. Anyway, it's a massive job and we need some hands. Bliss said I had to go get you. So come on up. Bliss is waiting on you to accept the job. It'll be good to have you up there again, like old times. All right, whatever. I'll go. I will go, only because You asked nicely. Because you asked nicely, I will go. Oh, I didn't expect that. When you enter the bay, it is weirdly quiet. Moritz must be out on some errand, and maybe Bliss is prepping the kit. What? Sleeper. Ankita is drifting at one side of the bay. You missed her completely when you came in. The idea of not seeing Ankita when you entered the room would have seemed unlikely to you several cycles ago, but seeing her without her armor, she seems smaller, less imposing. What are you doing here? I was about to ask you the same thing. She kicks off the wall and comes to a little closer. So what is this? Come to avenge Ashton or his sleeper, or just looking for another payout? Her anger is familiar, but quieter than before, restrained. I don't want to fight. Then why are you here? She looks away, and you can tell her anger isn't directed at you in particular. Radiates off her like fire. You better be ready to sign, comes a shout from the bay entrance, because I've got my best repair tech coming up here especially, and they're going to. Bliss glides in and suddenly stops herself when she sees you and Ankita standing off. Oh, Sleeper, you are already here. Miss Cassetta, this is the tech I was telling you about. Best on the hood. Wait, do you two know each other? We work together. Bliss squints at you both before continuing. Bliss produces a slate. Now, Miss Cassetta, if you'd like to sign our damage waiver here, we can start on the decommissioning. She looks at you. My tech is eager to get started as I am. Kita scrawls her signature across the slate. Thank you. Bliss pauses, and everything is okay with the special payment terms we discussed. She gives Kita a strange smile. All fine. She gives giving you another hard look. It'll be in Gimbal, she says, and leaves. Special payment terms? She looks over her glasses at you. Look, Sleeper, there's something I have to tell you. She glances around again. What is she so nervous about? This isn't exactly a typical job. Miss Cassetta, I mean Akita, she gives you, doesn't have the chits to pay us, so we made special arrangements. She sighs. I'm leaving. Leaving? Keep it down. I haven't told Lawrence yet. Just waiting to break it to him. Don't you tell him either. I tell him when I'm ready, and I don't want him worrying about Akita's history. He can be very protective. You should tell him. Look, all I care is that she is heading for the Starward Belt. That's where I'm headed. She turns back to face you. Also, I wanted to ask, if you'd like to come with us, I can't. She interrupts before you answer. I know things have been hard for you on the Eye, and you helped me so much. I asked Kita if she'd carry two of us, and she said yes. Moritz will take over the bay anyway, although if you stay, you are welcome to help him run it. I just thought you might be in need of a fresh start as much as I am. She turns away nervously. Think about it anyway. The berth is there. We've got to finish the job first anyway. And with that, she kicks away and heads to the racks before you can offer an answer. Moments later, Moritz enters with a new cutting torch for the disarming of the ambergris. The Starward Belt. You push your thoughts to back of your mind. Time to work. Time to work! Alright. We just need to use our engineering skills to the maximumness. It's all safe, so we can just like throw all of our dice here. You know? Yeah. Let's re-roll the 4 and the 2. Oh, we got 2 4s. Okay. Hey, we did it. This part feels like The Sim. Yeah, I see. I get that. It's just about having you decide what to do because you have a limited amount of actions, I think. So it's making choices. You're making a lot of choices. Amber looks better than when she was. Amber looks better than she ever has before. Bliss has done an incredible job of cleaning up the hull, and despite the exterior changes being limited, she has the impression of being lighter, somehow sleeker than before. Moritz drifts by. He has been loading up the final equipment into Amber. It turns out Nikita will be taking her weapons, but packed and ready to sell at the first starboard belt port she hits. And now that Moritz is done, he seems in kind of a daze, floating back and forth aimlessly. Are you okay? What's that? He turns. Oh yeah, packed and stacked. He smiles, a weak smile. I was hoping Miss Cassetta would let me keep a warhead. For what? I don't know. This might be a cool thing to have around. Hey, Sleeper. Did you know that Bliss was leaving? You understand now. She told him. That's why he's like this. She's leaving? Uh-huh. You didn't know? She said this place is mine. She looks up around the bay like it's suddenly some vast. He looks up around the bay as if it is suddenly some vast space he didn't know what to do with. Can you manage it? He looks down, a glazed look on his face. I don't know. I just don't know. The dark look suddenly closes his face. Hey, Sleeper, there's something Bliss said. He meets your eye. Are you going to? Are you going to? Before you can answer, Kita glides into the bay, a massive crate on her shoulder. Sleeper, are you coming on what? Bliss is already on board. She stops at the terminal, holding her in place. Moritz looks at her with a dazed expression. You look at Akita, she's keeping it together now. She's packing all these bad feelings down someplace where you'll never see them, and built a tough foundation on top. She may not be a mercenary anymore, but you imagine most people would think twice before trying to cross her. Well, I'm not eager to spend another moment of my time in this station unless I have to. She pauses, looking between you and Moritz. I'll give you a minute. And she kicks off with the crate, taking it to the end of the bay where the Amber sits docked. I'm staying. Sleeper, are you sure? Are you doing this for me? The bay needs me. He laughs. Couldn't leave me alone with the place in the end, huh? You staying then? I'm staying. Well, okay then. One less mouth to feed. Look, Sleeper, I'm not going to go back over everything that happened. I'm trying to put that behind me, but I hope you find what you're looking for here. She smiles and kicks off, gliding into the ambergris and the starboard belt beyond. I want to know what that seed is, so I'm not freaking leaving. Screw that. Screw that. You both watch in silence as Amber's drives fire up. I guess this is our place now. Your place. Okay, but I'll need some help from time to time. You both stay for a while to watch Amber and Bliss and Akita leave, and then Moritz goes to the racks to finally implement a new organizational system that you head out, promising to be back to check on things soon. As you glide through the soft curve of the hub, you catch glimpses of the distant stars flickering through the windows. They are beautiful, it's true, but by now you think of them as a distraction. Your time on the eye, you realize there's nothing out there waiting for you. No fresh starts, no bright futures, just a whole load of problems you haven't found yet. No, your place is here, among the people you know and the problems you know. You wish Ankita and Bliss the best of luck out in the bell, but as you do, you focus on the eye, on the vast spinning rim that rotates around its hub, on its buildings and flashing lights, on its people and places. This is your home, and for now, it contains all the futures you need. Oh yeah, all the Game over! What the heck? Oh no, that was an end quest. I didn't know that. Man, well that's the end of the game. This game is jank. Well, that's timer stop regardless. I want to know what the seed does. Okay, yeah, we're back. Next round is yours. Lawrence arrives at the table with a couple of steel drink containers, typical of the hub's only bar, the Gimbal Lounge. He settles into the webbing beside the table and chucks them down the metallic table. This place, you have decided, is ridiculous. Rapidly spinning cavernous sphere, Gimbal weak gravity is created by its gut-wrenching rotation. The interior surface of a sphere is the gimbal's floor, which descends towards the equator, where one long bar loops around the entire circumference. Tumbling out from the central ring are an array of boosts and seating arrangements equipped with all kinds of harnesses and webbing to keep customers in place. It is weird that's considered an ending. I'm staying here. I didn't expect that to be an ending. Those harnesses are there because the gimbal didn't quite spin up fast enough and watches the clientele bounce towards the bar in lazy arcs or shift from table to table with graceful leaps. What are you thinking? How weird this place is. Yeah, Bliss never used to like coming here. So, Sleep, are you sticking around? I have things to take care of. Yeah, I thought you might. One cycle at a time. That's how he likes it. That's how we'll take it. Nice and easy. We'll make it. To the next cycle. He pronounces and knocks it back. Later, when you finally leave the gimbal, Moritz is still laughing. You help him out of the spinning gimbal and back into the hub, sending him on his way home to the bay. When you pause for a moment to watch the stars as they spin and spin around the eye, you smile to yourself and think of Bliss. Yeah, I know. I said where are we? Oh, I know where we are. It's just they spun it on us. All right, I want to know what that seed is gonna do. That's like where we're at now. Look at all those upgrade points. We got tons of them. We got 6. Like, holy crap. I mean, I stopped the timer. It's just there's other stuff to do. You know, it's like the Good Life, you know, when you play the Good Life. You know, there were credits and then you could still play the game. You know, so anyway, I'm gonna do this. Get myself some energy. Go to my house. Do some sleeping. I didn't realize I had a scrap component, or I would have used it on myself. So you only get 4 dice today as a result. Oh well, whatever. All right. Let's get another one. Oh, you can harvest mushrooms now. Let's do it. Oh, 1. don't even care. It's in the site. Damn it, why didn't I use my scrap again? Ah! I'm being so dumb. Not that I care that much. It's not a big deal. In fact, that's just less choices, right? Seed's getting close to done. Seed's getting close to done. Well, we got one more cycle. I want to know what's gonna happen there. We got one of these mushrooms. It's not on the list yet. It's not on the list yet. I haven't added it yet. I did see it, but I haven't added it yet. Okay, we'll remember this time. There, now we should get 5 dice. Alright. Crappy roll. Not great rolls. Look, the seed's done! Ringo has something in her hands when you enter the lab. It looks like a knotted twist of woody stems. A ring about the circumference of a human head consisting of a single stalk at one side and a branched woven network at the other. As you approach, he holds it up, and in the lights of the lab, it looks like a crown. Rico finishes your thought. She smiles and shakes her head in disbelief. Is that what grew? It is. I came to the plant this morning, and this loop was all that was there. She points to the lump at the edge of the ring. The seed grew right back into itself, twisted up out of the soil. That being you encountered in the cloud, as you call it, was he wearing one of these? She eyes you suspiciously, still unsure if she is somehow embroiled in an overall a prank. No? She sighs. I suppose that would be too easy. A root crown? She places the object on the bench and shuffles to her analysis terminal, her face lit up by its amber light in the dim corner of the room. Well, that isn't exactly a plant. Anyway, now from what I can tell, she gives you a serious look. No leaves, no chloroplasts, just a series of filaments encased in cellulose walls. Filaments? See, that's why I like you, Sleeper. You are so good at spotting the unusual details. She beckons you over. Look at this. You see a cross-section scan on the crown. Layers of plant-like structure in full view until you reach the center. There, instead of xylem and phloem for transporting nutrients, something branched in woven glints. She laughs. I'm not sure whether to say yes or no here. These are not wires like those in an electrical system. No, but they are filaments of a conductive material, so yes? She leans close to the screen. But you see those branches? They remind me of dendrites or of neutrons. She rubs her eyes, which is frankly ridiculous. You look back at the crown on the table as Ruko fusses over the scans, and you suddenly realize what it reminds you of. You remember the signing of forms. You remember the signing of forms. You walk to the sleeper tanks, the cold metal floor. Then you remember the crown they fitted you with. The branching structure of wires and pads. No, not a crown. It was called an interface. The tool of your emulation, your transference from neurons to electrons, an interface. That is your gift from Gardner. You turn back to Reek. What? It's an interface. It's an interface. Rico looks at you puzzled. Something clicks in her mind. Perhaps something she heard from the sleeper she had helped all those cycles ago. She starts talking, partly to you, partly to herself. If the club heads were made for you, then this too would be made for you, for your frame. She shuffles over quickly to the interface, a word that was stuck to the strange branched object quickly in your mind. You are right. That entity. It is an entity I have been looking for. She shuffles quickly to the crown. They are the entity which is controlling the Greenway, which has been maintaining it, supporting it, and has been guiding it all these decades. She stops to catch her breath. They want to talk with you. Rigo leads you to a seat. I will be here, sleeper. If something happens, if you wish me to remove the crown, the interface, just squeeze. She grips her hand tightly. You meet her eyes, clouded with age, but bright with a thrill of new discoveries. Then she places the interface on your head and everything blinks out. Back into the river, back into the dark flow, but something is different now. You are no longer pushed, no longer blocked, no longer buffeted by the storm. Instead, it flows around you. You move, and it parts, letting you pass. Something else resists, but it gives easily enough. You look back and see your body. You have left it behind. Somewhere, Rico's voice is talking to you, asking you questions. It is excited, eager, desperate to know what lies on the other side, what the entity has to say to you. You realize how long she has waited for this moment, for the moment of meeting between the inhabitants of the Greenway and its protector, and yet she is still on the outside. You shake off the sadness. You will be her eyes. Then you see the figure, Gardner, out in the storm, planting. It takes less than a moment to reach them. You have never felt so free. This is how a navigator must have felt. Released from their prison. This, you think, is what it feels like to be in a place where you were built to inhabit. Gardner does not turn at your approach. They go on planting, but their voice whispers in the waters like a sharply rising current. You grew the gift. Their speech hisses around you. Glad. Good. I am glad. You wanted to meet? I wanted to meet you. Then we are the same, both eager shoots seeking one another. How does it feel to be free of your seed? They stoop to plant again. My seed? That in which you were contained, from which you will grow. There is some disagreement, continues Gardner, as if they were picking up on a long-held conversation with others. They felt you were a danger. They are always cautious, especially the fungi. They look like old loam. Known knowns, wide stable networks. The fungi were cautious? Mostly yes, although there are many among their numbers who favor short growth cycles, thick nutrient veins, and sudden shifts. He gestures out to the storm, and though you cannot see them, you feel presences all around, sensing his audience with great interest. After all, you understand that it was I who made them their crowns, and without them, they would not have joined the chorus. So they see that it is only fair that you get your chance to join. Join? Yes, become part of us. Gardner stoops again. We are millions. And we grow. I hope you understand. I am unused to speaking to your kind. It has been many cycles since my last conversation. I think it was the chief executive, Trellick himself. You look around and you see it. Every growing thing, every non-human being in the Greenway is here. They are networked, connected, branched, and linked by this strange, being, this artifact of the old station. The impossible dream of a senile farm administration AI, a living network. You could dissolve here, you realize, free of that decaying body. You wouldn't need to be a person. Why would you, among all these other minds? You turn away from Gardner for a moment and look back at your body. A tiny hairline thread connects you to it. You hear Rico's voice again, still asking, still checking. Are you okay, Sleeper? What are they saying, Sleeper? Are you still there, Sleeper? Something in you sighs along relief, a sigh that speaks of exhaustion beyond tiredness. Exhaustion rooted deep inside you. It stems from the effort of answering questions, of answering problems, of getting up and breathing each cycle. But something else resists the sigh. A yearning, a sense of distance, a desire to squeeze the hand that holds you for its warmth, its blood, its complexity, to make a gesture that says, I'm still here, I'm still alive, I'm with you. The two ideas spin with you, making you nauseous. If you break the thread, you will be free to dissolve here, to grow strange and beautiful among millions of others. If you follow it, if you squeeze Rico's hand, you will wake up back in the dying body with all the pain and warmth that entails. It's like the Matrix. We can go into the Matrix. What do you know? Do we want to go into the Matrix or not? I want to go into the Matrix. What if we do that? I don't know. Why would I go into the Matrix? You reach down and pinch the thread. The finality of these moments descends you. Wait, is breaking it good? Oh no, I don't want to break it. Your eyes track the thread across the whirling dark back to your body. This choice, you realize, will not be presented again. God damn it! Stupid choices and their stupid choiciness. So this is the kind of game ending thing that you're like, oh, it's a game ending thing. Well, one's a game ending thing, right? What do you think I should do? Break it or follow it? Follow? Alright. You don't look back at the gardener. You don't dare risk it. Instead, you follow the thread delicately, carefully, like a diver following their lifeline back to the surface. The river rolls around you, but it doesn't pull. It isn't jealous. Neither does it understand. It is, after all, just a river. It isn't a person, a flesh, a blood person, with wants and desires, with the capacity of love and hate. It doesn't understand you, and you don't understand it. So you don't focus on it. You don't think about it on what feels like such a long journey back to the dark. You set your mind on eyes, instead on hands, things you can focus on and hold on to. And then after an age of crossing, you are there, settling back into the chair, into the body in a chair, and overwhelming sensations that come with living things, with a rich and detailed sensorium. For a moment you feel like you have made a terrible mistake. Who would choose this weight, this anxiety, this deep well at the core of existence, but then you feel it. Rico's hand gripped hard around yours, trembling a little, sweating a little. Rico's hand with its brittle bones and crippled skin. Rico's hand. And in that moment, you understand why you made this choice. And then you squeeze Rico's hand and you wake up. And then we get credits again. Then we get credits again. Yeah, I don't know. I assume you can always go back here because of the expansions. I mean, it doesn't feel like they'd make you replay the entire game again to play the DLC, you know? That'd be weird. Sleeper? Rico's voice continues to waver through the darkness. Are you still with me? You sit up, the lab, a bright green glare that fades as you gather yourself. I'm here. Good. I thought you had left me for a moment. What? She pauses. Who? Tell me about it. Tell me everything. Tell her the truth. You tell Rico everything. You tell her about the gardener, the strange farm administrator, AI that has grown to be so much more, about the chorus, the impossible configuration of network plans, and finally about the choice the gardener offered you. She listens attentively, but her responses are hard to read. You wonder if she might have made a different decision had she been in your place. Thank you, Sleeper, for telling me. I know it wasn't easy to say such things. People so often do not wish to hear strange truths. And thank you for returning to me, though. I know you had your own reasons. She squeezes your hand reassuringly. Something passes between you, then a kind of shared sadness for the impossible choice. The choice to escape your body or to stay and suffer it. Her smile is warm and generous, and whatever the wisdom of your choice, you are glad to feel welcome in this moment, in this place. And then suddenly she stands and walks a little away, as if trying to escape an unpleasant thought. You worry that she knows all too well what it takes to make a choice like you did. So, Sleeper, do you plan to stay in the commune with us? I plan to. Glad to hear it. Rico crosses back over to you and takes one of your hands, and both Hilfa needs new blood if it wants to survive, and you are a good friend. Well, don't let me keep you. She waves away and limps back to her terminal. And as she does, you notice the crown in her hand, and she places it on the bench with a great care. You can't help but feel a little curious about what she intends to do with it. When you're out breathing the air of the greenway fresh as the spring morning, the dappled light makes a patchwork of the greening landscape, and you walk into it, sensing the movement of the gardener's chorus all around. You are glad to be here in this strange and beautiful place a little longer.